Okay, we're set.
Right. Good.
All right, well, does anybody want to go ahead and share what they've got for their Duress example?
Yeah, I'll do that. Unless Michael wants to go first.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right.
So mine's really simple. Mine says you are a champion of the UFC. A potential challenger tells you that he will break your left pinky if you do not sign a contract that he will give you a title opportunity.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I did this wrong because we're talking about offers, aren't we? Okay, never mind. I did mine wrong, but go ahead.
Well, it's really easy. I did mine in 25 words because I thought that was like the requirement, but it said 25 words or more. But I just said I didn't spell that word right. I said a hopeful future Yale student finds the dean kissing another man. She takes a picture to use it to blackmail her into signing her contract.
Okay.
I saw it in a TV show.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what I did, but I don't know where my mind was because as soon as you said it, I realized what I did. But I was thinking of duress as a defense. I don't know why, because we were talking about offers this whole week. So I guess I get a fat 0 on my individual assignment. But so I was thinking that there had to be a crime performed under duress. So I said that John is a bank manager and therefore has access to the vault. He receives a phone call at work telling him that his daughter has been taken from school and will be killed if he doesn't take $100,000 of cash from the vault. He is informed that any contract with other employees or the police will also cause her death. He then receives instructions on where to take the money and pick up his daughter. Scared for his daughter's life, he takes the money from the bank's vault. So, sorry.
I mean, it's still duress. It may not necessarily be a contract, but...
Yeah, we were talking about contracts and offers, so I think that's probably where we were supposed to headed with it, but oh well. I wasn't thinking. It's been a long day.
That's okay. I'm sure if you're worried about it, you can just like email the teacher and send her one with a contract in it.
Yeah. So, all right. Okay, so we have the contract that was signed for the opportunity at a title.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm sorry, what was the other one?
A girl who wants to get into Yale.
Oh, that's right. Michael, do you have a preference of which one we use?
Nope, I'm good with either one.
Okay.
I like the Yale one. Should we stick with that one?
Sure.
Tanner, have we used yours yet?
No, it would be my turn this week.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay. So, a hopeful future Yale student finds the dean kissing another man. He takes a picture to use it to blackmail her into signing her contract with Yale, basically.
well, would it be a contract or just maybe approve the admission? Does a dean approve the admission? Dean of admissions, I guess.
I would imagine. So maybe.
Yeah. Should we clarify that it is the dean of admissions?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess we can.
Are there different deans? I don't know.
Yeah, you have different deans of different colleges. Like there's going to be a dean of the science, the College of Science, and there's going to be a dean of the College of Business, and there's going to be a dean of the college. So yeah, there's different deans within a campus.
So dean of admission, and I guess it could be like a contract if she's on like a scholarship or something.
Well, just doing her admission at all is basically
Just
a
approving
contract.
her admission. Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So explanation of our example.
So, okay, so there's not really a it's, so it is a coercion because the definition states that it's actually a coercion, either physical or mental. And I would say that that would be a mental one because he's got the risk of, you know, losing his job or whatever it may be. I don't know what the whole circumstances are, but that would be a mental coercion, don't you think?
Yeah,
And
it doesn't
basically,
even have to be losing a job. It even said that it could just be like social or
oh, that's
private.
true.
So
Yep. Personal or family disgrace.
that's the word I was looking for.
So it would be like a mental coercion that essentially forces the dean of admissions to accept the potential or the whole, I don't know what you'd call it, the potential, the hopeful Yale student, the
Prospect
yeah,
perspective.
the prospective, yeah, future or the prospective Yale student. And then maybe you could say, or he would suffer with, you know, what they'd say the personal or social disgrace, or personal or family social disgrace.
Yeah. Okay. Going on to the quiz. Can you guys all see the Google
Yep,
document?
I see you typing away.
Okay. Cool. I'll just edit it so it's all cleaned up or whatever in Word because I don't necessarily
Did you just
understand it.
copy it into this? Is that how you got it here?
Yeah, I copied the example, but when I type the explanation, like it's it's in bold, and I on
Oh,
Google I
oh.
have to
Yeah, I
speed it
didn't
up.
know if the template would come up in Google Docs. I didn't know if it came up in that format also, or you just copied it.
Easy enough.
Okay.
All right. So the quiz question. You know, on under the duress section, it had like 5 kinds of threats. I guess we could maybe name like 3 or 4 of them and just have one of them, you know, which one is not a threat that would be considered duress or whatever in contract law.
Yeah, where is that again?
It's on page 123 and 124 where it talks about duress.
Pull up book. So we could ask out of the 5 types of threats, what one is this one, and this one would be threat
Or
of
do we have to use our example?
Yeah, because it says include the entire question, including the part of your example that should be included in the question.
Okay. I guess we could say we could, like what you have for our example, I mean, that's short enough. That could be the start of it. And then we could say, you know, this agreement, what other kinds? We could ask, would this be fraud? Or, you know what I mean? We can say, is it fraud? Is it duress? Is it intentional misrepresentation? We could do that. Or
Yeah,
we
like
say,
influence.
or we could even say, like, well, this would be duress because of this. It could be duress because of, and then we could make up something that totally does not have to do with duress. Or we could say this is fraud because of this. You know, I don't know. We could phrase it a couple ways like that.
Yeah, that's cool. So how did you phrase your question?
So, I mean, if we wanted to go that way, I think our quiz question would actually be exactly like what you've got up here, and just start there and then ask a question. So just copy it down. And then
And the question would be,
um, because, I mean, they talked about, I'm trying to think of different, you can say this would not be a valid contract because A, you know, fraud is involved, or, you know, because the future, I don't know, I'm not very good at making up false stuff. And then, so the one correct answer, are we supposed to make A our correct answer? Is that how it's supposed to work?
yeah.
So we could put that the dean of admissions would be under duress and therefore not.
No, that's more the feedback to the question. I would, or the answer. I would just leave it as duress, because then the explanation might give away the rest, and then you'd
So,
have.
Well, if we did give an explanation, though, if we need more answers, we could say it's duress because of this correct answer, or it's because, and the wrong answer would be duress because of this wrong reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would require them to actually know what duress means. But we can see if we can come up with 3 other ones that.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier to figure that out first, because if we can't figure out 3, then we may want to modify it.
And add reasoning behind it. Okay. So the correct answer would be A, duress on behalf of the dean of admission. So we could put B, we could put fraud on behalf, you know, the future Yale student commits fraud.
The duress on behalf of the hopeful Yale student, that's good.
Oh, there you go. So we could do the fraud, but another one that I thought that might be kind of good is where they call the unconscionability. It's where they have the gross unfairness of a superior position. So people might think that because the dean of admissions has a superior position, even though it's not him the one that's. It would just require them to know what it is.
Okay, so I put for wrong answer 2, fraud on behalf of the hopeful Yale student. And then what did you say for the last one?
Another suggestion, you guys don't have to take it, was here, I can actually.
Yeah, you can type it in.
Whoops, I still can't even spell it. Unconscious. One too many letters there. Unconscionability. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. So unconscionability. Would it be performed by the Dean of Admissions?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I'm thinking about it. I'm just having to remind myself what all goes into unconscionability.
So let me let me pull up my notes. Unconscionability is when you have a person that has a superior position, like a doctor and a patient, or a lawyer and a client, and they are supposed to act in the best interest of that person that they're, you know, the doctor's supposed to be serving the patient's best interest. And if they're not doing that, that's what unconscionability is. So they're kind of out for a gain. They're using their position ahead of.
So they set like unfair terms by using fine print or talking really fast.
Gotcha. Yeah, it could work.
Yeah, we could leave that there, and the feedback can just be like, there's no form of unconscionability like happening whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, the dean could use that position. You know, I mean, he's in a superior position, but he's at the short end. So I don't know how you heard that. The words are just flowing today, I can tell.
Yeah, but the wrong answers don't have to even really like make sense. You're kind of just, a person who understands the difference between unconscionability and duress would look at that and just immediately know that that's a wrong answer. True. Versus somebody who doesn't know the difference would look at that and be like, what? But you could use context clues and know that the dean of admission isn't really at fault here in regards to the contract.
Right.
Because even though what they're doing is socially wrong, it doesn't play into Yale admissions.
Yep.
All right. So should we go ahead and give our correct answer feedbacks now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for our wrong answer for the okay, so the dean of admissions is actually the one under duress to admit the student. So do we need to explain like what fraud and unconscionability is in our answer feedback?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
Especially when it's kind of clear cut that it has to be duress.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Can I just look at the question list? A hopeful future Yale student finds the dean of admission. When you say kissing another man, should we clarify that kissing someone other than her husband or whatever?
Yeah, so I was gonna do that until I thought that it had to be exactly 25 words.
Oh,
And then when I went to submit it, it said 25
more
words or
than.
more. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna leave it at 25.
Yeah, I noticed it just said 25 words in parentheses, and I was thinking,
Yeah.
I think it has to be a minimum, and they just forgot that part. But
Yeah, I was like, that's an odd number. So I had to sit there and like figure out what words I could get rid of to make it exactly 25.
okay, so a hopeful future.
Someone other than her husband.
Should we give our student a name? Would that make it easier in the future, so that instead of always saying a hopeful future Yale student? Or does it matter?
It's fine. I mean, it's not like
Okay.
we're talking about multiple. Although
Okay.
I am thinking we can change signing her contract to approving her admissions to the school.
Okay. I like having this Google Doc where everybody can just work a little bit on whatever.
That makes it easier, especially just kind of like doing the feedback. We're all able
Right.
to just
We all
work.
did a little bit, yeah. So actually, this would be, or she would suffer with personal. Okay. You know what? Let's change this to this. So actually, we could just put to blackmail. Probably instead of making it a question. All right. Does that look good, guys?
I think so.
Cool.
Should we put, instead of duress on behalf, should we put the dean of admission is under duress? Is it just worded better? Or does it matter?
Yeah, I think that would.
So probably change the first wrong answer.
Very good. There's just two T's, yeah.
What would we do without spell check?
Exactly. Okay. What do you guys think?
I like it.
We would just get rid of it is and keep it at because.
That works.
Cool.
All right. So we're done.
We're getting faster.
Yep.
That's good.
Help that Duress was a fairly easy topic too.
Yeah, that's true. So did you have you guys, when was the test due? Was it due on Monday? How'd you guys do? Were you happy with your results?
Yeah, I got a 96, so
Oh, good.
Where does it say your score?
you go to my grades and it shows up right there.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was very interesting that we could appeal it, but they don't tell us what we got wrong, so we don't know if it's even a valid appeal.
I know, I kind of thought that. It's like, well, how do I know what to appeal?
Yeah, that seems kind of silly. I'm like, well, we don't even know which one we got wrong, so we certainly can't appeal it if we don't agree with it, so that seems silly to me, but oh well.
I'll have to figure that all out.
All right. Well, do you guys so Tanner, do you want to go ahead and submit this document, or do you want somebody else to?
I'll just submit it.
Okay, and then you just need the link once we get off of here, right?
Yeah, it pops up once we all log out.
Okay. So are we done? Do you have any other questions or anything?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week then, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Okay.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Tanner. Thanks, Michael.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.